and welcome to Team Abundance's discussion today on the wicked problem of obesity for SOS 110 here at ASU, featuring Mike Crockett, Melissa Santaella, Colton Engel, and myself, Philip Kimsey. Today, more than 36% of adult Americans struggle with obesity, and the total annual healthcare cost of obesity-related issues is estimated anywhere from $147 to $210 billion. The simple definition of obesity is if your body mass index, or BMI, is 30.0 or higher. However, that simple definition doesn't quite lead us to conclude that obesity is a sustainability problem, and let alone a wicked problem. However, if we take another look at obesity, this time through the eye of sustainability, we can easily see just how detrimental the problem of obesity is to our society's future. Through the use of the three pillars of sustainability, environmental, social, and economic, we can see just how much of a wicked problem obesity really is. Because of the way our food industry is operating, our government is enacting policies, and the way we are treating our environment, we can see just how the end result taking effect in the way of obesity, making it a wicked problem. To make this discussion easier for us to interpret, we use a problem-solving framework known as the Transformational Sustainability Research, or TSR framework, which asks four basic questions. Where are we? Where are we headed? Where do we want to go? And how do we get there? To apply this further, now that we've looked at where we are, let's look at where we are headed.
We are going to be looking at the transition strategies, or the next step that will help us get to the future that we would like to see. For the education strategies, we need to develop a campaign to educate the public and private sector of the benefits to change their lifestyle by nutrition, exercise, and their individual environmental impact. We can start by putting a greater emphasis on healthy living at a younger age. We can do this by providing health classes to middle school and high school students that teach them the benefits of exercise and healthy eating. For urban development, we need to create policies by meeting with health experts, business owners, and lawmakers of major cities to approve models for adoption that include plans for bike lanes, city parks, and better public transportation. We also need to approve the initial funding for beta sites in major metro cities on the East Coast and West Coast. For organic farming, we need to develop a platform with a variety of incentives for local organic sustainable farms. We also need to reform farming practices to reduce carbon footprint by raising the tax on heavy machinery used on big farms.
Hi, this is Mike, and I will take us through our strategies for fighting obesity. When local organic B Corp farms gain strength in numbers through collective lobbying, they will be able to influence our federal policymakers to change the rules of the game. With promotion of USDA organic policies, revision of the existing EPA Clean Air, Clean Water Acts, we will stop the unsustainable practices that pollute our environment and food supply, which are a primary cause of obesity in the U.S. We will promote the Ostrom theory of collective action within the B Corp framework to organize institutions for sustainability that follow the 10 essential ingredients of successful community-based management of resources. The results will be climate solutions, reduced chemical pollutants, healthy animals, and biotechnology safety. We know that climate change is causing more severe storms, rising temps, extremes in rain, and more forest fires. The USDA has established 7 regional hubs for risk adaptation and mitigation of these events. The Clean Water Act will be revised to remove the existing exemptions for farming, forestry, and mining land uses of chemicals and waste that pollute our rivers, lakes, and oceans, and provide guidance to restore wetlands and stream protections to sustainable levels. The USDA organic policies will ensure healthy animals that must be raised on organic pastures that are free from disease, parasites, and antibiotics. This will be regulated with surveillance and monitoring supported by veterinary service labs. Biotechnology safety will eliminate genetic engineering and synthetic fertilizers by providing organic seed banks and use of fertilizer management programs that adhere to sustainable practices.
As a community, we are affected by the food industry. The primary actions of promoting Eat More has led to the wicked sustainable problem of obesity. With fast food chains who supersize their foods that lack nutrition and exploit the average consumer from low-income families to children, it poses the question from our local citizens: where do we want to go? We need a sustainable system. There is hope and there are solutions. A movement is reforming, and people are taking notice of the food crisis. Moving away from the green revolution and industrial revolution and moving towards a food revolution. The norm of our standard American diet is a thing of the past, and the vision for our future is that of a plant-based diet. Holistically, with the collaboration of our stakeholders, indicators, and a hybrid co-management approach, this will bring a shared power of awareness, subsidies, sponsorship and funding, revisions for laws and policies, like-minded community leaders, and a forum for resolving conflict with macro-level support and local boundary inputs. This will satisfy our vision of our process and economic development with a mutual respect and common ground for the future. In our solutions for a plant-based diet and healthy lifestyle choices, our strategies are to implement and support our local small farmers while increasing farmers markets, co-ops, orchard, U-Pig farms, and community gardens. We will make whole foods accessible at low cost in our cities and neighborhoods. Our mobile farmers markets will have delivered right to your front door. We will aggressively advertise, campaign, and subsidize foods that have nutritional value. Grocery stores and food chains will promote local, natural, and organic foods with incentives. Our economy will increase with the demands and the integrity from our consumers and the vitality of farm-to-table practices. With our current state of advanced technologies and abundance of food to feed ourselves with unhealthy food choices, pressures like this for a convenient society, a paradigm shift needs to take place with grassroots movement. To achieve these goals, our strategies would align with the principles of sustainability as it pertains to whole food, plant-based diet, and eliminate the overconsumption of animal byproducts. Therefore, reducing agriculture fertilizers and factory waste, billions of dollars spent on healthcare, medication dependencies, and pesticides on our food. These solutions would also lessen our need for fossil fuels. We can continue to diminish our carbon footprint by first removing our toxic food environment. To do this, we need to support sustainable food practices, choosing labels but being careful of greenwashing with non-GMOs, USDA organic, and pasture-raised. And eating locally will reduce the greenhouse gases, also incorporating meatless Mondays or fish Fridays, as this will decrease the big profits for Big Ab. Get reacquainted with nature and increase physical activity while enjoying the benefits of vitamin D from natural sunlight. Remember, the more we eat a plant-based diet, the closer we are in the energy food chain, aiding us to feel better, be more productive, and live fuller lives. We need to get back to this type of McDonald's and eliminate the fast food companies that cause chronic illnesses. Let's not become a product of corporate greed in an environment of convenience. Instead, what we choose to put at the end of our forks and on our plates have a positive or negative effect to our overall health. We have the power to change the system. This call to action plan can reverse and arrest obesity and chronic diseases to our citizens. The food industry isn't going away, as food is a vitality. So join the food revolution, a paradigm shift in our society to reclaim the food system and take back your health. The more you're empowered, these strategies will become the society's norms. Healthcare costs will cut down because our residents will be thriving. These solutions promote the healthy ecosystem for our future generations, preserving conditions for a prosperous human society for both our people and planet.